Joe Askren with drjoebrews.com going to bring you a three-part series of our USF student beer recipe project with Ulee Springs Brewery. Head brewer Tim Shakan helped coordinate this entire brewing project. Not only was there a brew day session, but students in our program also got to harvest the Florida guava at Blackbeard Ranch the following week, which was added back in during fermentation. The beer came out fantastic and was served up on tap at Ulele, so let's get right into it. Check out more hands-on industry sessions on my YouTube page and drjoebrews.com. Also search USF Brewing Arts to find out more about our certificate program. Go Bulls!
Welcome everybody. My name's Tim Shakan. I'm the brewmaster at Ulee Springs Brewery. It's a pleasure and an honor to welcome so many fine brewers from the area, Chris, Sean, the University of Florida with Simon Ballin. We've got Stan Murphy from Murphy Farm. He's going to provide us some fresh from Florida grain. Simon's providing us the current crop of fresh from Florida hops. The goal today is to make Raison Bay Guava Sour, right? So this recipe incorporates fresh from Florida grains, fresh from Florida hops, fresh from Florida honey. So you can see the theme here. We're trying to source ingredients from the state. Basically, we're gonna start with the mashing process. My colleague Thomas O'Neill here, who's a graduate of the Craft Brewing Studies program as well, he'll be leading the way with production. And we want you to get your hands on the hoses, learn how to work the clamps, understand what pipe goes to where and how things work in this type of environment. More importantly than all, we want you to understand how we reason, how we work in the brew house, and how that relates to the business, right? Because the brewing business is about success. So a lot of times when you're thinking about a recipe, you have to take a whole host of other things into consideration, right? So for instance, today we'll be joined by Alex Titov with Laaman Yeast. Now, some of you guys already have been using this product, but he's bringing a new product. It's a Sour Vase, a yeast strain that produces lactic acid. We're gonna have Blackbeard's Ranch provide us with guava. Of course, we do not have the guava here today. It's still on the vine. There's a 20-acre orchard, a wild orchard of guava in Blackbeard's Ranch in Myakka. So we estimate that harvest time is going to come up in the next couple weeks. We'd like to invite everybody to go down to Blackbeard's Ranch for a field trip. You're going to get out there in the middle of a big old pasture. You're going to be able to pick that guava by hand. We're also going to allow, if you guys have brought containers, right, we're going to allow you to take some wort home. Post-production, pre-pitch. So if you want to experiment with kettle souring at home, or you want to produce the product that we make here at home in different ways, this is a good way for you guys to experiment with that too. So guys, you want to add anything?
I mean, you covered it all, man.
He did.
Yeah, that's good. We've used Sour Vase pretty extensively, and it's a great yeast that does the job very well and consistently. As you said, Akishi, sometimes with just pitching lactobacillus or some type of blend of lactobacilli into the kettle, it's not, you don't always get what you want.
And it also takes a lot more time.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, we used Sour Vase for a few years as well for any sours. And it's for that reason, because we started doing kettle sours when we first opened 12 years ago. And now we'll use Sour Vase just because production time, consistency, obviously the not having to introduce bacteria, at all. It's pretty easy. Yep.
Excellent. We have the hops. Let's see. Let us see. Hey, I'm Tim.
Nice to meet you. I'm Shinsuke.
Nice to meet you, sir.
This is 4 pounds of Cascade pellets from Spring Harvest this year. So,
Excellent. This is just last month.
Yes, that's a couple months ago. Yes.
I can't wait to smell them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so to the top of the brewery. At the top of the brewery, there's a special stainless steel tank. It's called a grist case. This holds all the dry cracked grain. So once we're done grinding the grain, it's not a lot of grain because it's only a half batch. We're making a 7-barrel batch. So we're going to grind the grain, drop the grain from the grist case into the mash tun, and while it's dropping into the mash tun, we have an intermix valve. We're going to have water going in about 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, of course, that water is going to be the right temperature. But for today, it'll be Avalon Pilsner malt. We're going to have fresh from Florida Russian red wheat that was grown at Murphy Farm. Murphy Farm is located in Jennings, Florida. So this is a fresh from Florida product that we use extensively. And it's a great red wheat. It hits all the protein markers, and this is a good solid grain for, especially for Hefeweizens, Weizenbachs. You can see the grist case, right? The grain is going to start dropping. You can hear it. And here's our mash tun. You can see it's dusty and powdery in here, right? So what I like to do, just to double check, the grind of your grain is important. You don't want to go too fine. You don't want to go too rough. You want to crack the shell open, especially with barley.
Oh, sorry.
Now, the fresh from Florida wheat is already ground. We couldn't get it but pre-milled because he's on the last run until the new crop comes in. So we're going to put the fresh from Florida grain in when we start to strike the mash from the kettle. I urge you as a new brewer to constantly taste your malt. When you open a bag of grain, you want to check it. You also want to have additional inventory on hand. You never know what happens. You have a recipe set, you open a bag of grain, and there's mites. It happens. Mites in certain things occur naturally on the grain. Even at post-production, it will happen. And you have yourself a backup plan, okay? Because you don't want to get stuck in the middle of a brew. You have a brew like this, you're talking about $15,000 in revenue, right? So you want to make sure that rice hulls, right? Empty rice husks, inert media that will allow for lautering and sparging of the grain. So we're going to let Tom continue to grind, and in a few moments we're going to start striking the mash. You guys have any questions? No? Okay. Boop. Not at all, except with the paddle. Other breweries, like I'm sure Sean over at Cigar City and Chris, these guys might have hydraulic paddles to mix. We don't do decoction mash, so it's a one-step process for us here. Set it, forget it. You're going to get starch to conversion, sugar conversion if the temperatures are right. You just got to make sure, if you're in a smaller system, that you have even distribution of your hot and cold liquor. So you want, in a tank like a hot liquor tank, you have an immersion element heater, and it tends to rise to the top. You want to mix it before you start, right? It makes sense. A lot of the things that you're learning right now, you can take into the production area, but there's a lot of things about beer production that are quite different than brewing at home. And hopefully that you'll learn some of those things today.
Sean, man, how does it feel to be hanging out with your students, man?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, these guys are great. It's good to have a fresh group of new brewers coming into the world. We need younger people or newer people that brings more innovation, and no, it's just exciting to hang out with these guys.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Sean, Sean, just so everybody knows, you're from Cigar City. You teach in our program. You teach the
Hops
mods
module.
on hops.
Yeah.
And we have just a good group of students here. We have some from the current cohort. We have some from the cohort that created this recipe. So just really cool to be hanging out with them. Huh?
Absolutely. This is exciting.
Right on, man. How are things going at Cigar City?
Good, busy.
Staying busy?
Oh yeah. No. Wish I was in the brew house a little bit more these days. A lot more behind the computer, but it's been great.
Fantastic, man. What's your role there now at Cigar City?
So I'm technical brewing manager for Monster Brewing, the parent company, and so I oversee every brewery's implementation of new products, new processes. I do vast majority, especially with Cigar City, but also a couple of other brands, recipe development and implementation. So
Fantastic, awesome. Did you have a background in brewing education, or did you just learn?
I went to Siebel, so I got my diploma there.
Fantastic.
Before that, I was in psychology.
We know Siebel's one of the best, so that's
It was great. Yeah, got to do the extended course where I was in Chicago and Germany for a while. So
Fantastic.
it was a good time.
Awesome.
Learned a lot.
Awesome. Sean, it's great to have you here, man.
Appreciate it.
Great. Yeah, we got to get him.
Keys break all vacuum seals.
Holy. How does it smell paired with that butter and garlic?
I know, it's kind of hard in here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is our first year successfully running a pelletizer. I've never used a pelletizer until last season, and I wasn't good last season. This season, we finally got the temperatures under control.
Yeah.
We're able to keep them around 120, 130 during the output temperature. We tried a bunch of things. We tried liquid nitrogen, we tried gas nitrogen, we tried CO2, all with a little fitting to pump in down to where the mill happens. And nothing really controlled the temperature as much as having the proper moisture in the cones.
For sure.
So as we added a spritz of moisture into the milled product before it was pelletized, it honestly made better pellets and kept the temperature down like by 20 degrees, 30 degrees, and they stayed hung up less in the machine.
Yeah, the
So,
belts are nice.
Yeah, thank you. Wow. And
That's really nice. That's really like.
there's a cutter underneath the die, so the die rotates real fast, and underneath
Right.
there's a cutter that knocks them. We stripped the screw to have that cutter on the opposite side, so we also learned that since we can't mount the cutter on this proper side, we hit it with a
You like it?
CO2 air hose, and it shoots them out, so that they're never in that little chamber for very long.
Yeah.
But it's hella dusty. It'll be one of the dustiest things you could do in working in there.
Yeah. Yeah, lemon, like orange blossom honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really nice.
You guys got any minutes?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
Melon. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cantaloupe.
Definitely a lot of melons.
Well, they smell pretty good actually. This is great.
Oh, this is really
Then
nice.
some like grassy, earthy.
a little bit. Like,
We haven't found a way around
Nice.
that, man. The cones themselves, you get a grassy. Sure.
Yeah,
It's
of
almost
course.
off rip.
Yeah.
Just the tan in
There's nothing
it.
wrong with grass. I like grass.
yeah. No, that's fantastic.
I like it a lot.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear from you guys.
They stored well, Shinsuke. They look good in there.
So you guys have a good job.
Smell the bag. The bag's even better.
So we got Simon here from the University of Florida. They do research on hops. We're using their hops today. Simon, tell me a little bit about what we got, man. Thanks for being here.
Well, this is Cascade hops. It's the most widely planted, most widely used variety in the world. But here in Florida, we get a different terroir with it, and we get a sweet cantaloupe or honeydew melon with a dry citrus finish out of Florida Cascade, compared to more of a piney, resiny, citrusy flavor from other parts of the world. So, and it's unique. You know, Florida hops wasn't a thing 10 years ago. It was impossible, and so we're proving that it is possible.
The brewers are the professional brewers that are here. They've been sort of rubbing it and smelling it, and they seem to really dig it. How long have you been doing research and growing hops, and what's been the journey from when you started to now?
We've been doing this for almost 10 years now. We have a we now have a 2-acre hop yard at the Gulf Coast Research and Education Center in Waimama. Half the yard is for a production trial to learn how to grow it in Florida climate, and the other half is for a variety trial to breed new Florida varieties potentially, and to look at other commercial varieties and see how they do in Florida. Some of the things we've learned from the start is Florida's a sunshine state, but we don't have enough daylight. We need 15 hours of daylight, so we had to put in LED grow lights in the hop yard to make the hops get them to maturity before they start putting on cones.
And you were telling us earlier that the benefit of Florida is we're able to harvest twice a year.
We are.
That's definitely not what they do in Washington and
no, it's
Oregon.
not, or any other major hop producing place in the world. It's September, October time period. If there's a brewery here in Florida or anywhere that wants a fresh hop, we would potentially be able to supply them with a fresh hop, a fresh wet hop, or a dry cone in 1st of June, and then again in October, early November time period. So we're off season quite a bit.
That's excellent. That's excellent. This is amazing. I'm glad we're using it. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to come out great. Thanks, Simon.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
So I got Jonathan from Brewing Arts cohort, Spring 2025. So Jonathan was in the last cohort and did his internship and was hired on as the assistant brewer or brewer.
Brewer.
Fantastic.
Brewer. Yep.
Man.
Wolf Ranch.
Tell me a little bit about that, and if you could just maybe introduce yourself and just tell me a little bit about what you got out of the program, and then maybe how you fell into that amazing opportunity.
Yeah. So I started home brewing for a few years, and then just decided to kind of up that and see. I mean, I frequent breweries a lot, so the whole idea fascinated me on this scale. So after a few home brews, I was like, let's give it a try. And I live in Lake County, North Orlando, so there are a ton of options there. But our main one, they're called Wolf Branch Brewing. They have 3 locations, so I would just frequent there, talk to the bartenders, owner, and then I would say towards the end of last year, I kind of just went for it and asked them, as like, hey, at some point, would you be looking to bring on somebody? He's like, yeah, if you can, get down your bases. And he asked me what I knew. I was very raw at the time. That's when I decided to jump in with USF. I did a lot of research, and I looked at other programs, but the convenience of location, what they were able to offer was perfect. So
That's awesome.
Enrolled, started February, just completed it, and I would say about a month left. I went back to Wolf Branch. I'm very persistent, and I spoke to him. I was like, hey man, I'm about a month out from graduating. What do you think? And he's like, let's give you a shot. So he let me intern for about a month. I did well enough, and he's like, just threw me into the deep end. So I would say about a week before I graduated, I was already brewing.
That's a wonderful story. So
Yeah.
you did it, and this happens a lot. People that take and they get into certificate programs, they're paying for it. You get what you put into it.
Yes.
And you did something. It actually is pretty unique. You were doing a lot of research before you even started the program.
Yeah.
And it was fortuitous that it worked out as it did.
Yes.
So you were looking for breweries before you even started the program.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is helpful. Not everybody does that or can do that.
Yeah.
Most of the time that happens during the program.
Gotcha.
And I'm glad it worked out for you.
Yep.
It seems like the past few cohorts that I've been involved in, there's been a student or two that have connected with the brewery that they're doing their internship with, that they get hired on as the assistant or brewer.
Right.
So that's a great story, man.
Yeah,
And
thank
this
you
is-
so much.
So are you excited about this recipe? It's
Oh
gonna
God,
be
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I was very taken back, but when I got the email about it, I was like, wow, because I'm doing the assignment, and in my head it made sense.
Yeah.
And then once I submitted it, Adam really boosted my confidence. He's like, this really works.
That's great.
And then you guys sent me the follow-up that we were
great.
gonna blow this up. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. And
I hope you and others will be able to come out to the guava picking
yes,
event.
I plan on it.
And then, of course, the final tasting. We'll get the taste we're making here today. It's
Yep,
great
very
stuff,
excited.
man.
Yep, happy to be
Jonathan,
here.
awesome,
Thank
man.
you,
Thanks,
Joe.
man.
Appreciate
Congrats
it. Absolutely,
on your
thank
successes,
you. Thanks so
buddy.
much.
You're taking the active beer itself, and if you manage it right, it should be your core beer, because the end result is brilliant clarity that you cannot achieve. I mean, naturally, it happens naturally. The gases that come and escape from the CO2 are natural born, so they give birth to this beautiful aromatic that you don't achieve with liquid CO2 and a carbonated stone. You have a head that sticks to the side of the glass. You can see it's almost like a champagne effect. And there's not enough brewers that are doing it. But I guarantee you, if you do something like that, what'll happen, like I said, oh, that's great, I'll have another. You're going to get pressure if you go into a brew pub or brewery environment to diversify your menu. You don't have to diversify your menu. You need to stay constantly disciplined and focused on improving the quality of the beer that you know is selling. Right? You do that through process. Instead of worrying about things people worry about. If I add this hop, it's going to taste like citrus. Or if I add this malt, it's going to taste like caramel. No, you need to open the malt, taste it, smell it, touch it. Become intimate with your raw materials. Right? That's how you achieve success.